Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I hope it's been a good day for you. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, maybe Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or Ramadan or just the winter solstice, Yule, so on and so forth. Or maybe combinations of different ones or ones that maybe I don't know about or haven't mentioned or what have you. 'Tis the season. Happy season. Okay? I hope I covered everything. Alright, so, anywho, I wanted to jump up here real quick and just give you all an update as to what we found out with CT. I was having a chest angio CT done on emergency yesterday, had to run back down to Mayo. I did work Tuesday night, so yeah, between that and in fact, I only got like maybe a couple hours worth of sleep by the time everything was said and done. And then on top of it, having to do the drive down there and so forth. My friend Angie, and she had the day off yesterday, so yeah, she came with me. It was a good thing because after I was having it done with contrast, meaning that they basically inject dye into you. So in that way they can things can be highlighted a little bit more. And good thing she came with me because after they did that I got really funky. I don't know if it was that. There was also a little storm system to the south of Rochester. So I don't know if I was being affected by that. She was also feeling a little funky too yesterday. But I was in a worse situation than what she was. So ultimately we decided, I drove down there, but she drove back, so it's a good thing. So, and then stopped off at Whole Foods on the way, so could get some things that I needed from there. And after we got home, I ran down to Walmart and got the last bit of stuff. It was kind of weird because she said the same thing as we got further north. We both actually started feeling better, so kind of wonder if maybe it was that storm system. And then, of course, with myself, combined with exhaustion, and then the contrast dye, it's like, yeah, everything combined. So, but Mayo was really quiet yesterday, of course. We did take an opportunity to check out the museum, so that was really, really good. But yeah, it was real quiet there yesterday compared to Monday and how it is normally, and everything was a little bit more like end of day sort of situation. And this was in the morning. But yeah, things were pushing through real fast. It was like even before we even had a chance to leave Mayo, leave the building, I got the results back from the CT. It was like, and we were talking like maybe 30, 45 minutes later, something like that. Real fast. Yeah, that's what I mean. And it wasn't just because it was an emergency situation. It was just because of, the fact that they were just so quiet there. So, but anywho, yeah, everything came back great. No clots, no blockages. Yay. That's the main thing that we were concerned with. The only, and they also, a little bit into the abdomen, everything was fine there, no issues, so it's like, all right, cool. The only thing that popped up with reading the images is they said that there's a slight scarring. I don't remember the proper term that they use or whatever, but anyway, basically there's slight scarring on the tops of my lungs. Basically up here in this area, on the top. I'm not talking about surface area. I'm talking about, okay, this is the bottom of your lungs, this is the top of your lungs sort of situation, okay? So, but yeah, there's some scarring right across here. Which makes, once they said it was slight scarring, but when I was thinking about it, makes perfect sense with everything that I have been experiencing. And I was trying to see I did have the report from when I had chest CT done a year and a half ago when I was still out in Vegas, but unfortunately it was done without contrast, so nothing showed up. So we don't really, and I know I had another one done in the last, like, since everything has started with me, but unfortunately I can't access any of those records. I was trying to get up on the hospital records, and either I would need to have a request sent to me to be able to set up an account, like with the one hospital, and then the other hospital, unfortunately, they only keep records up online for 2 years. So, and with that hospital, it was 2.5 years ago. So that's not going to help matters. I know I had one done with contrast, but I can't access any of those records just to see if there's any change or what have you. See if it was there at that time. Maybe I overlooked it or something, you know. That's mostly what it is. But I'm sure if it was there, it probably would have popped out at me. So it could be something that's more recent. So it's just hard to say. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, sorry. I just got done having a really good breakfast. I didn't make it either. They did. So, oh, excuse me. Anywho, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, with seeing that, even though they said it was a slight scarring, it makes perfect sense with things that I have been experiencing. I have been saying the whole time, it's like, gosh, you know, if we could just, you know, I'm like, gosh, you know, if we could just take care of, you know, what's going on right here, and I'm always pointing to here, you know, then everything else will fall into place. That's what I've been saying, you know, especially like the allergy issues. I've been feeling, even with talking with the pulmonologist, you know, we had a discussion back and forth where he was trying to educate me, basically, educate me about postnasal drip, you know, with allergies, you know, it starts up here and then it's down into your lungs. And I'm like, no, I understand what you're saying. I know exactly what that is and so forth. But no, that's not what's happening. What's happening is it's starting here, basically up here in this area, and then bouncing back up. So, and that's also where, like, certain aromas, you know, like the man-made stuff, and certain other aromas, which I won't go into, they start irritating, and it's irritating here in this area, and then bouncing up, you know, like into my throat, my larynx, and then going up into my nasal passages. So, I know I had seriously considered maybe changing the appointment for the allergist for next week to until we get back the other test results from the other blood work that we had sent off. But I'm like, no, I'm going to go ahead and keep that appointment for right now. I thought about maybe making the appointment for the cardiopulmonology test, you know, that we wound up having to cancel on Monday because of the fear of the blood clots, you know. But I'm going to hold off on that for right now until we get back the other test results. So, but no, I'll just go ahead and keep that appointment with the allergist for right now and go from there. So, it's kind of where we're at right now. At least we had peace of mind for the holiday. It was a bit of a scare for all of us around here because it's like, felt like it was a walking, ticking time bomb, basically, you know. And no, and of course, Rick and Angie, they're very medically conscious, especially, of course, Angie, because she's a nurse. But yeah, there was concerns, you know, about that. It's like, fuck, is this what we've been dealing with this whole time? But no, even though, yeah, basically with that D-dimer test, it's either testing for blood clots or inflammation. And the only way to know for certain which it was to have CT done, have imaging done to double check to make sure that there weren't any clots, or blockages or anything like that happening. And seeing how that has come back negative, we know that we're dealing with some pretty severe inflammation. And according to research I had done, it's a test that they do to determine if you're dealing with inflammation as a result of COVID. So that is also, in a way, that's also a positive in the direction that we're that I've been saying, as far as possibly what I've been dealing with for the last 3 years has been due to long COVID. Of course, as far as scarring is concerned, lung scarring is concerned, there's of course, there's no cure for that. There's no way to be able to reverse it. All you can do is, do things like a rehabilitative therapy. Thank goodness I still have the thing for the referral from when I was going to do that one therapy, the one lung therapy, but decided no, not to, because we were thinking, even at that time, it was not asthma. So, but now I think that might be a good idea to reinitialize that and just go ahead and go for that. So, and then, of course, we've got the physical therapy with the musculoskeletal, but I'm holding off on that until we find out if we're also possibly dealing with stiff person. Because unfortunately, we had the situation with the scarring in the lungs, but what is going on in here with these muscles, with that cramping, that basically that kinking that keeps happening with my muscles in here? Why does that keep happening? Especially with storms. Why the dizzy spells, all this sort of stuff. So, we need to get to the bottom of all that as well. So, in the meantime, what I have been doing, I know I keep getting out of breath a little bit here. Explains a lot with all of that. A lot of things started clicking in my head. I'm like, okay, this is all making a lot of sense. It's just more the muscles. We need to figure out what's going on here with the muscles. Could be just something as simple as, like when you break a bone or dealing with arthritis or something like that, you get storms and these things, how I did all that. I've done all that coughing over the last 3 years, let alone what I did do 3 years ago, and before that, when I believe I had COVID a few years before that, 3 years before that, basically. I know. It can be hard to talk sometimes. Catch my breath. Anyway, like I was saying, it could just be a simple matter that the muscles in here got weakened because of all of that. So, just might need to do some physical therapy, maybe do some muscle relaxers, help calm things down, and also rebuild at the same time. Excuse me. And maybe speech therapy, to help with rebuilding all this in here, in my throat. So, it's kind of where we're at right now with everything. It's just kind of a wait and see game. But at least we know that we're not dealing with blood clots. So, that was huge. That was really huge. Huge relief. I was very happy I had Angie with me throughout everything. I was a little scared, because I also remembered while I was out working Tuesday night, one of the reasons why, probably two, the reason why it was hitting me so hard, and I kept thinking about when my mom had her stroke. That's another thing too, we need to figure out why I keep having that swelling that keeps happening. I just hadn't thought about that. Okay. But anyway, no, when it all came up, I kept thinking about my mom when she had her stroke, basically blood clot to the brain that wound up taking over 75% of her brain, basically a hemorrhage. I kept thinking about that and how she was and so forth. And, of course, I was worried about what was going to happen with me, mostly because of my baby there, who's conked out on the floor because, she was very excited about Christmas. And now she is passed out. So, anyway, we got some nasty storms that are supposed to be moving in tonight. Some more freezing rain and well, I think it's supposed to be rain, but it's supposed to also be around freezing at the time, so the roads are going to be pretty nasty until tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'm not going out to work. I'm not even going to try it. I thought maybe, but I think it'd be a good idea just to chill out. Oh, and I'm feeling it. Well, man. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, I was thinking about all that, but then late Tuesday night while I was working, I also got to thinking, I also remembered that it was actually the day, yesterday, it was 18 years ago. It's hard to believe it's been that long. It still seems like yesterday. But it was 18 years ago that my mom almost died at that point. Yesterday. 18 years ago yesterday. She had had a heart attack, her second one. Second, possibly third. No, that's another story. But anyway, it was day before Thanksgiving, month before. And then I think it was the day before. I don't remember. It might have been 2 days before. But anyway, and she was kind of in and out of the hospital for the next month. And then it was the day before Christmas that she went in for surgery to have her second round of heart stents put in. And it was, she almost died on the table at that time. Yeah, she wound up spending the night, and they were a little hesitant to let her come home Christmas Day, but it was like, hey, it's Christmas. And what I was going to do, I already had, we had 3 Christmas trees at that time, kind of like small, medium, large sort of situation. And I was going to pack up the small tree and take that into her. But then I got the call to say, hey, come get me. And the doctors basically let her come home under the condition that if anything happened at all, anything, even the slightest little thing, that she be brought back immediately. And I gave them my promise, my word. But nothing happened. And so, yeah, there wasn't much. I had gotten her something, a little something, and had my babies. I should say we had our babies at that time. Of course, they had their Christmas, and she was like, "Oh, I feel bad because I didn't get you anything," and I was like, "No, you're my Christmas." And that was our last Christmas. But at least she had the opportunity to see everything, And she got a little something too. So, but yeah, it was yeah, it was a little intense at that time. but I guess subconsciously I remembered it, and I didn't remember it until later on Tuesday night. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was a bit nervous also with yesterday. And I was very happy that I had Angie with me. So, but everything was good. Yeah, I was exhausted. By the time I got home, I ate a little bit. I wrapped up all the presents. Not just hers, but she's gone. So she's not hearing anything I'm saying right now. But I also got these guys Christmas as well. Just little things. But yeah, I got everything wrapped up and so forth. And then her and I, we curled up in bed together, snuggled up together and watching Santa on NORAD like we do every year. And we both passed out. We were waiting for, he was just starting to hit the islands in the Atlantic, like Puerto Rico and so forth, when we both just passed right out. And woke up, and I saw that he had actually already hit most of North America pretty much at that time. I think I woke up at one point and he had already hit here and was back up in Canada, and then I think I passed out again, and that's when I had seen that he'd already hit most of North America, including Vegas. I thought, well, maybe I might be able to, with Vegas or whatever, but I asked her if she wanted to open her presents. She was just like, no. She really wasn't all that interested like she usually is right after midnight. And it was like, okay. So we opened them this morning. And she was ready. Usually, a lot of times, she'll be so excited and everything, so nervous, excuse me, about it. She'll, when I start, unwrapping the paper, she'll usually run up underneath the bed or something and hide, but she didn't do that this year. She was digging right in. It was like, that's awesome. But, yeah, she is gone. Literally gone down there. I don't know if I can turn it around here. Oh, yeah, there she is. She's awake, kind of. Mm-hmm. I hope you all could see her. Yeah, she's peeking up at me again like, oh, Mom. Lots of catnip. She got lots of catnip this year, so one of the reasons why she's just like... So, we haven't opened up our presents yet, primarily because Angie, she started making breakfast, and I was just waking up and went downstairs, and I was told that, Angie was scheduled to work today. For those of you who don't know, she does dialysis at one of the hospitals for DaVita, and she got notified late last night that even though she was scheduled to work today, they were just going to put her on call because they really don't have anything scheduled Christmas Day for any sort of like scheduled dialysis. Let's put it that way. It's more emergency room sort of situations. And so they just went ahead and put her on an on-call status last night. But then this morning, while she was in the process of making pancakes, she got the call. So she's there right now, taking care of basically doing that. I don't know how many runs she had. We know, of course, at least one run, but and who knows if any might have wound up coming in during that time when she was doing the one run anyway. But she's scheduled until 5, so if she comes home before then we'll see about opening presents. But otherwise, yeah, I just got a few little things for everybody, basically food items. I figured, that would be a really good thing, you know, give everybody opportunities to do some snacking and so forth. So, and I talked about it with Angie, with everybody. So, and she told me what she likes, and I'm like, so I was able to pick things that, you know, something that she likes. So, but yeah, we'll open up presents after she gets home. I'm in no hurry. I'm actually a little tired myself today. So, but yeah, right now it's more of a, with everything with me, it's more of a wait and see game. So, isn't that right? Yeah, my pretty girl. She's awake now. So, anywho, that's all I got for you for right now. And I hope you all have good holidays. All right? And I know I'm still looking forward. I know I keep feeling that storm coming in. I'm kind of flaring up a little bit here in my throat a little bit. So I'm going to let you go. And I hope that you all have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and so forth. Okay? I'm going to take a nap. I love you guys. Talk to y'all soon.